We've got the entire frontier unlocked, but I decided to start at the Battle Factory. This one's actually run by Nolan, but it's a long road to fight him. I might be open to taking on all the battle facilities on stream sometime, but for the purpose of this video, I'll just be dipping my toes in the water. This facility operates with rental Pokemon, so we've got some options to choose from for our fight. The options are straight up trash, but we can make a decent team with these guys. Our opponent sends out Kadabra, and we got pretty lucky to start with Sableye. Of course, we completely counter him as we take him out with a feint attack, and against Quilava, our Keen-Eye prevents his smokescreen from working. Oh, also, before X and Y, Knockoff only had 20 base power. The damage is pitiful, but I guess it was more of a utility move back then. Quilava's Flame Wheel actually does decent damage, so I switch into Magcargo. Did the AI cheat right there? Because there's no way he went for a Swift against Sableye, right? Either way, a Rock Slide plus the Sandstorm chip takes out Quilava, and against the final Furret, a few Embers is enough to finish the job, letting us beat the Battle Factory. Our next facility is the Battle Arena, which is run by Greta. Like with our first one, we won't actually be challenging her, but we'll still be giving it a fair shot. Actually, this one's a little different. Okay, one gripe I have with the Battle Frontier is that you need level 50 Pokemon to compete in the level 50 category. They can't just cap your levels at 50 like a Wi-Fi battle. So since our levels from the Elite Four are above 55, I'm stuck facing level 60 opponents. Oh, also, this battle's a little different. So our Pokemon are facing each other for 3 turns. If I knock out Nosepass, then obviously I win that round. But if we're both left standing after 3 turns, then we get judged based on our offensive style, our accuracy, and our remaining HP. So for example, we couldn't take out Nosepass, but Nosepass couldn't take us out either. After 3 turns, the ref calls the battle and ranks both our Pokemon. We're deemed the winner, so Nosepass gets knocked out, and our opponent sends out Houndour next. We can actually take him out with the return, so we win that round. And against the final Geodude, we actually get paralyzed too much and can't take her out, so we've got to be judged again. We somehow win for the Mind category even though we didn't attack, but Geodude wins on accuracy. Obviously, the Body category goes to us because, come on, we're a Snorlax. So we win this round too, letting us clear the Battle Arena. Next up is the Battle Dome, which is run by Tucker. I'm guessing you guys are starting to see where our nicknames come from, huh? This one's a little different too, since we get to bring 3 Pokemon with us. This one's in a tournament bracket style, and you get to find out a little information about your opponent's team before choosing 2 of your Pokemon to use in battle. Our opponent leads with Loudred, and we start with Noland. A few Leaf Blades take care of him, and against his follow-up Apom, I send out Tucker to take him out with a Shockwave. That may have seemed quick, but it's a tournament. We've still got a few more opponents left. Our next opponent has a Corsola, whom we easily take out with Noland, and a Lombre, but a few Leaf Blades can easily do the trick. Okay, I know we're underleveled, but it's nice that everyone's only got first or middle stage Pokemon. It's gonna be a pretty similar story from here on out. Our next opponent has a Magneton and a Minun, but Noland only needs a few Leaf Blades to take them out. This bracket's getting tighter as we get ready to take on Triathlete Carlo. Tucker has some flashbacks to the rival battle as we take out Combusken with a Psychic, and a few Shockwaves can deal with Pidgeot, winning us the battle. And that was apparently the last one. A nice and simple ending to a fun bracket, and that's the Battle Dome taken care of. The fourth one is, probably my least favorite. It's the Battle Pike, which is run by the Pike Queen Lucy. Design-wise, this building is sick, but content-wise, I wasn't a fan. We had to run through these rooms where we get 3 options to choose from. I just ran down the middle one each time, and I ended up in a room with a bunch of pillars. There's wild Dusclops here, but is this really meant to be a maze? It's amazingly stupid if you ask me, but I don't know. I really failed to see the point here. Our next room has a trainer, but she's only got first stage Pokemon, and Spencer can easily take them out. A little more running later, and we're faced with a somewhat tough trainer. That's not my words, by the way, that's what she called him. He leads with a Cloyster, but Nolan can take care of her along with his follow-up Politoed and Sharpedo. Somewhat easy trainer, more like it, but we continue forward, going through another one of those pillar mazes, taking on another trainer battle with first stage Pokemon, and I guess that's it. I really did not get that one at all. I feel like I kind of get the idea. It's like a pick your poison type challenge, but it felt like a worse version of a roguelike game. I'm probably not going back in there, not even to meet Lucy, man. That's the battle pike taken care of. Good riddance. Okay, the fifth one is probably my favorite. I've seen people talk about this one before, and for good reason. This one's the Battle Palace, and it's run by a wise old man named Spencer. The way it works is you choose 3 Pokemon, but you cannot choose which moves they use. Their nature dictates how they randomly pull moves, either an attacking move like Tackle, a defensive move like Harden, or a supporting move like String Shot. So, for example, if we're Adamant Nature, we've got a 38% chance to use an attacking move and 31% to use a defensive or supporting move. Some natures are much more skewed, like Sassy having an 88% chance to attack, or Gentle having a 70% chance to defend. And then once you fall below 50% health, you get all new percentages. It is super in-depth and sounds really fun, so I can't wait to try it out. Oh, also, more bonus points, the stage we battle on is sick too, with the river of water separating the trainers. The battle starts off as our opponent leads with Skiploom, and we start with Spencer. Skiploom goes for Mega Drain, and Spencer luckily pulls Rock Slide, which secures the one-shot. Lombre comes out next, so I switch into Noland. Lombre was incapable of using its power, which happens if it wants to use a move category, but the Pokemon isn't carrying any moves of that category. Noland's actually pretty lucky with the RNG, pulling Leaf Blade and then Giga Drain. Lombre goes down, and the last Pokemon is Coughing. I switch into Brendan, who pulls a Return and an Ice Beam, taking him out and winning us the battle. That was super fun, and honestly, if I was gonna dedicate more time to any of these, it'd be that one. That's the Battle Palace completed, with 2 more to go. The 6th battle facility is the Battle Pyramid, which is run by the Pyramid King Brandon. Man, these titles are so cool, I wonder what I would be. Emerald would totally be the Gadget Expert Emerald. I'd probably be the Manga Enjoyer Magnus. Anyway, the Battle Pyramid is also not my favorite, since it feels like it's trying so hard to be a roguelike. You can bring 3 Pokemon, and your Pokemon can't bring any items. The purpose of this is to jump into the dungeon and wander around, picking up items and battling trainers. Defeating a trainer lets you see more of the area around you, so you can try and find the blue exit to the next floor. Defeating each trainer actually gives you a little hint for where the blue tile is, so I usually just battled one person to get a general direction and stumbled over to the exit. After clearing each floor, we arrive at the Pyramid Summit, where we are crowned the new conqueror and finally allowed to leave. That was a huge time sink, but under the right circumstances, I could see it being fun. The Pyramid King Brandon actually has the Reggie Trio and the legendary birds when you challenge him, so that's definitely pretty cool. It's just a slog to get through, so I'm good for now. That's another facility taken care of, with only 1 left. The final battle facility is the most straightforward. It's the Battle Tower, which is run by Annabelle, whom you might remember from Sun and Moon, but she actually originated in Hoenn. It's just a standard battle, so I went with the doubles format to feel closer to Pokemon's VGC format. Our opponent leads with Baltoy and Smoochum, but our strat involves spread moves. Spencer's got Rock Slide to hit both targets, and Lucy gets flinched, but we've got Surf for the dual coverage. Surf actually doesn't hit your teammates in these games, so we're safe to keep Spencer in. We actually get hit by a Spark, but Lucy's able to tank it with her high defenses. I switch into Nolan to finish the battle, and that's basically it. We finish the rest of the battles to get our points, but that's our little sampler of the battle frontier. Altogether, it's a pretty fun challenge, but I can see why Game Freak wouldn't want to reprogram this into each game. It's a lot of content that not everyone's gonna dig deep into, and while some were a lot of fun, some of them didn't really hit for me. With the battle frontier explored, we've still got one final challenge ahead of us, and that's the secret boss fight against Steven. I've leveled up the team to level 78, and we get prepared to challenge him in Meteor Falls. Steven leads with Skarmory, and I start with Brandon.